Hello, welcome to PlayStation Unchained, PSU.com's PlayStation podcast, where we talk about PlayStation and sometimes things that ain't PlayStation. Actually, quite a lot of the time, as we in fact spent half an hour before this podcast talking about things that probably shouldn't be on the podcast. Joining me, Neil Bolt, today is, of course, Ben Shillabeer-Hall, hiding in the shadows. How you doing, Ben?
I am, yeah. I'm okay, I guess. I've been
He's
better.
okay. You've been better. One of those days, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, fair dues, fair dues. You'll get to sort of pop in and out as we're on the podcast as we. But you're here, so the streak continues, and the podcast will actually go out live and have no problems. That's beyond
the reason why I'm here.
Yeah, I mean, beyond potential controversy that probably could come from this podcast, I'm starting to believe. But yeah,
fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Also joining us is, of course, the man, the myth, the senior editor who loves a hashtag. It is Timothy of Nuner.
I think we should make a theme song. It should be called Noon Over Miami. It'll be awful.
Now you've made me think of the one for next week now, introduction wise, so that's fine. It won't be that, but you just made me realise I could just do stuff that has moon in it, so it's great.
Oh, good. How wait a week. I mean, I was okay until I found out I had to wait a week. But yeah, it's okay.
No, I was running on fumes, to be fair, so it's good that I've now got new material for your name that I dare not pronounce right. Fair dues. Also joining us, and I probably won't introduce all the things we've been talking about in beforehand, but he is staff writer and reviews man, Garri Bag of Sorrows. How are you doing, Gary?
Oh, I'm just peachy, thanks.
And fuzzy like a peach, apparently.
I hate you!
No context needed, it seems.
None. Zero. Just know that my hate is unmatched right now.
And usually directed the next guy.
Yes, who is not Alfonso Boxell. It is, in fact, another debutante to the ball that is this podcast. It is Krista Visser, who is a virus porn enthusiast, is what I have written in front of me.
That's what you get.
I wholeheartedly deserve that.
That's what you become.
Yes.
That, yeah.
Hello. It is a pleasure to be here on this outstanding podcast with you outstanding folk.
I don't know if I can take that seriously, to be fair.
You shouldn't. Sounds like a lie to me.
It does. The crippling self-doubt's back again. Yes, it's nice to have a fresh face, voice, etc. on a podcast, as ever. So, we're going to keep it casual this week. We'll have some of the usual stuff later on, but we're going to campfire stories and stuff that we've been doing games-wise in recent days, weeks even. I could start, I suppose, and get the ball rolling, but that would be unkind because we have a guest, and the guest should say stuff first, So, Chris.
Oh, all right then.
Yeah, straight in. Sorry, if you were being distracted from your, hobby, as it were.
my massive quantities of virus porn I sit here looking at while we're on Skype together. In fact, I do have. So I could start off with something that is irritating me, PlayStation related, of course. In fact, earlier, Gary and Tim were witness to my confused rage at the fact that Party Chat is when being used with PS Now. Not any problems when it's being done with PS3 games on PS Now, but PS4 both kicks you from the party and does not allow you to have the game coming through the TV and the chat coming through your headset. It is all one or the other, but only with PS4 games on PS Now. And I discovered that today, and I'm quite irritated about it.
It's kind of like that weird thing you get on Skype if you've got like a Hotmail account open and you've got Skype open, how it rings on both things, but you'll not be able to answer on either. And it's just like some sort of oversight, in terms of, we've got the same thing running twice. We fucked it, basically, it seems, with that one.
Yeah. It capitalized off my earlier rage because they took Witch in the 100 Night off PS Now, and I have a save game with about 50 hours on it, and now I can't finish it. So yeah, needless to say, I was a little ticked off.
Not a good day for PS Now. That's for sure.
Not a good day, depending on who you ask.
I could have said something there that would not be great in context. I'm not going to say it now.
You're just pulling hairs, Garri.
Cool. So we'll go round the group and have little stories on this like this. So, Garri, as you spoke, what's been going on in your gaming world?
Not much really. I've been trying to get through Tales of Brasilia. I can never pronounce it correctly. So that's been fun. Had to go back about 2 hours because Tim recommended that I reset my licenses, so he kicked me out of the game before I could say.
Yeah, like I'm out of nowhere, Garri, make me the asshole.
Well, it is what happened. So
this is the conversation. Oh, hey, Garri, what's up? Not much. How you doing? I don't know, Garri, but I think you should reset your licenses. That's exactly how it went.
Well,
it's like you said, you can get your house, but forgot to tell you to get out of the house, sort of thing. And
essentially, that's what he did. I think he knew what was going to happen. He wanted to do it on purpose.
I was thinking more of you'd have some common sense to think maybe you should get out the house if you're fumigating the house. So
sure, just take his side.
What are you saying? There's some kind of agenda going on here? Come on.
I've also gone and played some Titanfall 2 with my buddy some more. That was fun. I've heard that the newest Titan, the Monarch, I believe it's called.
Yep.
Not very good in anything other than the little horde mode that they added into the game.
Oh, really? I boss Monarch. He's great.
Do you like him?
Yeah.
I love him too because I like how he levels up and his skills get better. But in regular modes, he just gets owned so easily. Makes me sad.
Never find that. I don't know. I suppose I've been very aggressive with him, and it just seems to work with the weapons that he's got.
Yeah, he's definitely a support character, or Titan, I should say.
The guy hanging off the shoulder of the rest of them going, yeah, you starting something? Fuck off, mate. Like that. That's me, definitely.
When do you play Titanfall, Garri? I haven't played with you in ages. You and Ed. I need to.
We
jump
played
back into that with you guys.
When was it? Wednesday.
Was it Wednesday?
Yeah, because Tim was going to join us, and then he lied and said he had the game, which he didn't.
Garri, you're bringing up the worst moment of my life again. Thank you.
Well, it's payback for everything that happened before the podcast started.
I'm really glad that all of that targeted animosity is coming at me. Go reset your license.
It's an insult now. That's standard. It's like, you know what? Go reset your license.
Essentially, yeah, man, he's so cold to me. But yeah, that was fun. And of course, there's other stuff that you don't want me to talk about, which is Nintendo related.
That's true. That's almost as bad as the other stuff you do.
I can now. Yeah. I can now talk about my Far Cry 5 multiplayer that I got to play, which I couldn't do last week. I had a blast with Far Cry 5 multiplayer. From the way I understood it, I can't confirm it 100%, but from the way they talked about it and from what I understood, you're going to be able to make your own multiplayer maps and upload them, and people can just download them and play them online.
Yeah. You can use assets from different Ubisoft games by the look of it as well. Which is
yes, and to me, that's a huge game changer when it comes to multiplayer, because now people can just go in and be like, oh, the game doesn't have a battle royal mode, I'm going to make my own. Bam. There it is. And it allows Ubisoft to not really worry too much about it. Obviously, they're not gonna let you make, houses that look like penises.
What? I would love to live in a penis house. What are you talking about? They're not going to let me do that?
I mean, they are French.
all the houses look like penises, right?
Yeah. Did you not play Assassin's Creed Unity?
Unit, right in the name.
Yeah. The whole game was just a penis. That just
one
giant stretch.
I mean, it was a massive cock-up.
I did not start this, for the record.
So now, let me ask you this, Gary. Is it not to bring up the evil that shall not be named, but I'm going to. Is it like the Halo Forge mode where you just is it easy to use? Did you get a chance to play around with the level editor at all?
I did not. They didn't let us see any of how you actually edit stuff. But we did get to play 2 single-player missions of user-created content that one of their developers just randomly made, and a multiplayer team deathmatch multiplayer. So we did not get to see how you actually build stuff. I'm assuming it's going to be kind of like it was in which one had it? Did 4 have an arcade mode?
3 had a,
or was it?
had a build your own map mode.
Yeah, so I think it's kind of like 3, but obviously going to be more refined for the times.
You mean, unlike Far Cry 3's half-assed everything that wasn't a single player?
Even the single player was half-assed because you kill the best fucking villain in the entire series halfway through the fucking game.
Yeah, and then you get him
Was it
who basically seems to want to...
Far Cry 4 had the best ending, though. Where you could just sit there and it beats itself for you.
I had an experience.
Are we still talking about Far Cry?
But I remember Far Cry 2 also had a level editor as well.
Yeah, but that game was a bag of boiled shit.
That game was the only first-person game that's made me want to vomit.
I enjoyed Far Cry 2, but I'm not going to talk about that.
And I'm not saying it's a bad game. It's just that I don't know why, but
I'm saying it's a bad game. It's a fucking terrible.
Something
game.
to do with the filters or what it was. It just made me sick every time I played it.
Which is ironic, considering you're often always sick in the game, because they give you fucking malaria all the fucking time.
It's like it gave me malaria in real life.
I think it did, to be fair.
Reality.
I mean, it's still no haze, but still.
Oh, man.
Come on. Hayes had something.
Yeah, it had something. It had shit.
Yeah, but it didn't make you fucking take your medicine for malaria and cover your face in jam every 5 minutes.
Jam?
Jam. That effect where it looks like you're kind of bleeding on the screen, but not. But it kind of looks like jam. That's it.
Oh, like baseball's kind of jam. Jammed.
We've been jammed.
OMG. Anyways.
Tangent.
The one single player mode I got to play, I didn't get to the second one because I guess I ran out of time faster than everybody else did. But it was kind of like this weird escape scenario where I had to get out of this house, and this house was like a fun house. Like things were upside down. There's like goats nailed on walls. Goats running around screaming like human people. Chris can vouch for that.
Oh my god, it was so funny. He's just walking through the level, turns around.
It's kind of terrifying. But it did show some of the level designs that you are able to create, which is pretty cool. Like, guy walked into a room and there's like just clocks floating in the air, and you approach them, they start falling down. It'll be interesting to see what people can make. I don't expect them to go like Little Big Planet 3 and like make their own genre of games through their level editor, like you could in that game, but I think it's going to definitely enhance at least the experience, both multiplayer and single player wise. But I also know there's going to be a lot of shit that gets posted.
No.
A lot of it.
It'll be like everything else on the internet. Someone will have a good idea, everyone else will copy it badly, and that's what you'll see on the front page for weeks on end.
Yeah, so I'm hoping...
Doom.
So Doom, yeah, exactly. So I'm hoping there's going to be some sort of like filter of some kind where it like highlights the most high risk rated mods or something like that. Not mods, like creations, things like that. But as far as multiplayer goes, let me talk about that. I thought the multiplayer felt a lot smoother than the campaign. So I don't know if the multiplayer build was a newer build compared to the single player campaign build that I got to play. It definitely felt a lot more smoother. The gun controls were a little bit tighter and a lot easier to aim with. It felt a lot faster too, so I don't know if the frames were increased for the multiplayer, because graphically it was a lot brighter and a lot less detailed than the campaign was. So I don't know if they're flopping frames for that to make the multiplayer a lot smoother, but it was fun. You're able to put in whatever you want, from what I could tell in the multiplayer. Mounted machine guns, jeeps with 50 caliber guns on, not jeeps, trucks with 50 caliber guns on the bag. Yeah. They populated the level with random killer animals like cougars and wolverines. So that was fun. Most of the time they kind of just ran away from you, but if they caught you by yourself, they would attack you. So that was fun. There's at one point so it's team deathmatch, so you can go and kind of like spawn kill the other team, which unfortunate. But what my team did is we took our 2 trucks and we built a barricade so they couldn't get to our base by foot. So they had to swim. And we just kind of picked them off with sniper rifles. That was fun. I thoroughly enjoyed the multiplayer, the team deathmatch. I personally did very well, and of course, the times I do well, they never let me record stuff.
What did you go, like 26-3 on one of them, and you didn't get to record that one?
Yes, it was quite good. I ran out of ammo.
You should have just taken a picture.
Just ran out of ammo. And then
with my phone.
Oh, keep this going.
Yeah.
It's like, this is how fucking skillful I am. I'm going to play one-handed whilst filming it.
He's used to that.
Oh yeah, obviously. This is it.
Oh my god,
an acquired skill.
But yeah, as far as everything else, it seems a little standard. You pick, a weapon class, a sniper or assault or whatever, and it comes with a preset of weapons. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to change that or anything. They didn't let us really go through that, and the options weren't really available. So, I'm excited to, go through, ancient Egypt, I guess, with the Assassin's Creed assets in Far Cry world. I'm excited to see what they do with arcade. They released that trailer when the embargo lifted for arcade mode, so we can talk about it, which showcased a lot of cool stuff that they were doing, and you'll be able to do. So it's definitely gonna, if done right, especially with the multiplayer, I think it can really change how multiplayer is done. I mean, if you can let your audience make multiplayer maps for you, you've pretty much won right there.
Yeah. It's, as you say, it's just getting that quality filter, working on it to not end up like so many other games that have tried and they're going to
do some creative, like they'll make Shadow Moses.
Yeah, because that's like a go-to.
Yeah, they'll make a whole bunch of levels from other games that you'll just be able to go and play Far Cry through. It's going to be cool to see. I'm excited to see what people come up with, but I'm also not excited to see that 95% of it is going to be shovelware, pretty much.
Yeah. And copies, always copies. But with one thing changed, that like do this to get extra XP or some shit. It's Every time I remember that from Little Big Planet, which is like someone would just copy paste someone else's level and then do something slightly different with it, and then give it this exploitative title. Basically says, "Oh, you can get gajillion points here."
Yeah. Like game modes as well. I'm super stoked to see if anybody tries to mimic Killzone's multiplayer, the Warzone multiplayer, where it just switches the game mode every time another one ends, so you never have to back out and reload to another game. I'm hoping, because I just don't see why, and nobody's followed that. I still think that's one of the best things that Killzone ever did.
Yeah, I mean, it's thinking off the top of my head, the only one that I remember recently, GTA 5, I think, or GTA Online, has a playlist mode that you can sort of just like one mode, then the next mode, then the next mode, then the next mode. Yeah, but you kind of have to finish every mode to get like the right reward out of it. So
yeah, that's been my gaming time.
Phantasmal. Yeah. So yeah, sorry, Chris.
Yo,
I was thinking Garri would just say like a bit of stuff, and then we'd come back to him later with the rest. But I didn't let you have more time than you probably should have had. Was there anything else you had to say?
Like, all right, new guy. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, let's go to our normal cast members. No, it's that's cool. I don't mind at all. I'm not a picky guy. Gaming time this week. I reviewed. I'll say just a little bit, and the listeners can look forward to my review of Cube 2 later this week. I had a chance to sit down and play that, and it was let me just say spectacular puzzler. Really quality game there. So that should be on the site on Tuesday, and so I've enjoyed that.
We've got a few this week, I think. Some good ones. Mm-hmm. I've got The Long Reach, and a game called The Long Reach. And
yeah, you do.
And
the old double reach around,
which is so far a very good lone survivor-esque horror game. So it's it could be good. I got Scribblenauts Showdown as well. We'll get into that in a bit because no embargo there. Sorry. Anything else?
As I mentioned earlier, I was very irritated that they took Witch in the Hundred Night off of PSN, but they do have Witch in the Hundred Night Revival Edition on there now, which I have started playing that. Obviously, I was not able to take my save file over, so I've had to start over. From a 50-hour save game back to null. But
just go watch it on YouTube, dude.
I've enjoyed. No, man, I love that game. I freaking love Natalia. She is one of the best characters ever in any freaking Disgaea type game I've seen, and so I'm really enjoying. I don't mind playing through it again just to listen to all of her vulgar language and her telling you to commit forced sodomy. It's been great.
What? It's totally great when you force people to do that.
And so I was so like I read reviews of Witch in the Hundred Night, and I was just okay, it sounds fun, and like I'm interested in it. And playing it, nothing prepared me for. And I love crude, crass humor. I absolutely love it. Shock humor, and that game is just full of it.
I had to notice, to be fair.
Yeah. Gary can well attest, and Tim can well attest to my slightly uncouth sense of humor. But no.
I'm shocked, I tell you. Shocked. Okay, I'm really that shocked.
Ben slams his fist on the table lightly. So let's see, what else have I been playing? This past week it's just been those two. I still have not. Oh my god! I have like a bunch of games kind of on the back burner that I'm trying to work my way through.
Yeah.
I still haven't finished Okami HD. I'm about halfway through that game, and I need to go finish that. I haven't even started Neo yet, and I've been beyond looking forward to that one for a while. So we'll see how the
can I
next
just say
week
how
goes.
glad I am I haven't bought Okami, because now it's coming to Switch, and I'd rather have it on that. Is that sad?
I was super surprised that it was coming to Switch. I think it's great, though. It's kind of like the perfect game, I think, to port over to it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to pay double the price, but I guess it's worth it.
Oh, you're used to paying double, Gary.
Hey, just because I've rebought games I hate without knowing about it.
Resident Evil 6? What's this doing in my queue?
Don't remind me. I still don't know how it got there.
I can understand accident when it's like a trilogy or something and there's a shit game in it. I'd definitely cry. But yeah, accidentally buying one singular game does seem a bit suspect.
I don't know how it happened. Just Resident Evil 6, the PS4 version, just randomly in my game list. I'm like, how? When? I don't get.
That sale happened and you bought it, maybe.
Maybe I added it to my cart instead of what I wanted on accident and didn't know that it was there when I bought stuff. I have no idea.
I mean, Christ, if no one knew I reviewed games, that some of the shit on the list, that it would be a safe.
We all know you really wanted to play that My Little Thingy Perry thing.
Oh, we'll get
House on the Prairie.
We'll get to that.
To be fair, my mate bought it, so.
Oh, good for him. That's all I can say.
That's about it for me. It's been my gaming life lately.
One of frustration and joy. That's sounds about right for games. Yeah.
That's about my life in general too. So it fits.
Everything is on brand. Excellent. Tim, you wanted to say something about a thing that happened in Yakuza 0.
So I just recently, I've mentioned it a couple of times in the last few podcasts, that I've been finally dabbling into the world of Yakuza. And so I'm starting with 0, even though it's a prequel and yada, yada, yada. I don't want to hear it because of, things like release order and whatever. I'm going to start from the beginning. But anyway, this one mission, I'm a really corny guy. You guys know this, but I love corny stuff. But when something's so corny, it kills me. Like, it actually hurts. But it was so good. Anyway, I'm playing through this through Yakuza 0, and in mission, I came across this guy just kind of wandering the streets, and he's a what's the word I'm looking for? Stop and search officer.
Yeah.
And every time I go by him, he asks me to show him something that's on my person. And each time I show him one of those pieces of paper or whatever you end up getting from all over the place. But yeah, like each time you give him this piece of paper, and every time he searches you and you pass the inspection, you kind of learn a little more about him, and you learn, how this is all he can do. Like, he doesn't have a lot of pride in himself, and he ended up losing his partner because he made mistakes, and he's just like kind of alienated himself. And he kind of creates this really cool backstory, right? It builds up really well, and you end up like being put in a position where this stop and search cop is forced to actually be a cop, like stop assailants from hurting somebody, including Kazuma Kiryu. And it kind of comes to this point, it's one of those normal game story things where you help somebody find themselves, and then they go for their true calling, and it leads to this interaction at the end where he's like, okay, now I'm gonna have to stop you and search you, and he's like, what? I just helped you. And he's like, no, come on, just do it. And so it kind of blacks off screen and comes back, fades out and comes back in. He says, I knew it. I knew you had this. Actually, at this point, I'm thinking, holy crap, all I have is guns on me. So I'm going to get busted after this whole thing. I wanted to finish this side quest. I thought I was going to get busted. And he said, okay, I knew you had it all along. And then he said, what? What did I have? A big heart. And oh, it was so brutal. I remember saying it in chat, but my eyes rolled back so far in the back of my head, I knocked myself out of my chair. But it was so good. I was cackling for a good 20 minutes, and because I'm lame like that. But I really it was such a beautiful setup because it felt organic and it was doing really well and it felt realistic, kind of like everything else in Yakuza so far. Everything's very grounded, everything's very realistic. It gives the time of day to everything, but then it does that kind of and it puts such a nice, like, funny, odd, misshapen bow on everything. It's just so charming.
Just like real life.
Yeah.
Tim has a very, very big heart. In fact, it's so enlarged I recommended he go and see the doctor about it. Because it's probably not normal for it to be that big. Really, buddy, you need to go get that checked out. I'm worried about you.
Tim has no heart. What are you talking about?
Well,
it's a synthetic one.
I haven't been playing Yakuza 0, but I have been playing Yakuza Kiwami. And I had a recent experience.
We're playing Yakuza 6. None of us are playing the same Yakuza.
I had a recent experience in that this week because I've been streaming it most days this week. And I was going into this bar, and this guy offers me a magic stone that is supposed to increase my luck. And he said that if I buy it, I would be the luckiest man alive. So I gave him my money. And then I found out it was a fraud. I can't believe it.
Is this real life? I feel that this really happened to you, Ben.
We did say Yakuza's very good at doing real life.
Ben, that was amazing. I couldn't believe it.
I couldn't believe it.
It's a wonderful touch to this story. I couldn't believe it.
I went to say that on Yakuza stories like that. I won't spoil much on it, but there's like an early one in Yakuza 6 where you get a phone app that is basically a rival to Siri, and from the off, everything about it just smells really, really off. And you're just like, okay. And Kiryu's just like not sure how to take it because he's not really up on technology as it is. And the payoff for it is just glorious. And
but I eventually chased the guy down, punched him a bit, and then got my money back.
Punched him? Weird. That doesn't happen.
Again, I feel like this is a real life story Ben is telling us right now, not just.
It probably is. I think all of Ben's stories are based on real life, apart from glitching. Maybe apart from glitching.
I totally see Ben chasing down somebody that ripped him off and just pummeling him in the middle of the street.
Yeah, Ben creates this persona where he's like just a super nice guy and really soft and thing, just a softie. But like in real life, he'll shank a bitch.
Well, you've got to be rough if you want to live in the Scarboroughs.
I had a feeling it was going there.
Ben is Gohan.
And Scarborough is like a Yarnum, basically. So.
It was really bad today. You literally couldn't see anything. It was so foggy.
Yeah.
The pale blood moon was out once again.
That's where Garri wants to live.
He does actually. He wants to live here for some reason.
Mm-hmm. Garri has a hard-on for old Victorian era anything. So like anything to do with Jack the Ripper or of course Bloodborne. Garri absolutely loved the setting. I did too, but Gary's like in love with all of that. So yeah, I can see why he'd like to live there.
Yeah,
then you'd love to live the other side of where I am, Garri, because it's an old town, where it's all Victorian houses that they haven't changed.
Nice. I thought the other side was open water.
No, I mean, that's like this. You
mean France?
You broke my brain, Tim.
Don't you all just live along the Thames? Isn't that where you guys are? Just all there.
It's all plinky plonky pianos and knees up Mother Brown, stovepipe hats, and drinking warm lager. That's it. That's all we do.
And eating eels.
Yeah.
Way better than what we're doing.
Spotted dick.
Yeah, well, there's plenty of that around.
By the way, I'm still angry that I found out that Heinz don't make desserts anymore. I know it's been about a year, supposedly, but I've only just found out.
That ketchup company?
Yeah, we just get ketchup from them.
And we get beans.
Yeah.
That beans means Heinz.
Because they used to do those. I think it was Heinz that did those spotted dick chocolate desserts and other ones. Yeah, the tin ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they stopped doing them now.
Yeah.
It's annoying. They were so nice. The spotted dick one was really good with custard because it was cheap and easy to do.
Usually is, isn't it?
Everyone likes a bit of cheap and easy custard. Fair enough. I'm sure there was a point we were on.
Yakuzas.
The Yakuzas, yes. So I think the general consensus is Yakuza has some great stuff in that series in general.
I'm going to buy 6 at the end of the month, I think.
Good call.
So that way I can try 0 before 6 comes out. Because, 0 comes with 6. 6 comes with 0, whatever.
Either way, numbers.
And don't believe haters, dude. 0 is a great place to start, I promise you.
It is. It's a very good game in its own right.
Well, no, I just wanted to try Kiwami because it was cheaper.
Oh, yeah, it's good too, but I think 0 is just further along, you know what I mean? In how it's developed.
The same city, by the way.
They're all in the same city.
Well, mostly, yeah. But it's very different in terms of engine because it's less loading between things and stuff. So.
Oh, no, I don't mind. It's just I'm sick of open world games. That's why I'm tempted not to bother with Far Cry. But I don't mind Yakuza's sized open world because it doesn't feel too big. Yeah,
it's not big. It's.
But I didn't want them to now we've got PS4. We've made it but it's now like 5 cities in one.
I mean, it is technically 2 years old, the game now, so it's because Japan, of course, got it much earlier. So yeah, it's not worry there. I think it's still Yakuza.
If it came out now, it'd be like Yakuza 6 now with loot boxes and Battle Royale mode. And by Battle Royale mode, we just mean the story mode.
To be honest, if they were going to do anything next, that team, I'd want them to go and make Binary Domain 2. That'd be what they should be doing, let's be honest.
Or Streets of Rage.
Well, I'm talking that particular team.
No, actually, do Streets of Rage. That'd be good. Actually, it'd be good. I think it'd be perfect. Perfect team to do it. Really.
I know
make it more of an RPG Streets of Rage, Yeah.
Yeah, I think Yakuza Dead Souls gets a bad rep for being a spin-off, but I'd like a Binary Domain Yakuza crossover. Just have Kazuma Kiryu just transported to the future where robots are everywhere. He just kicks the shit out of robots.
Well, isn't he in Fist of the North Star?
I don't know. Is he?
Yeah, you can unlock him as a player.
All right. Okay, yeah, I'm talking more like him actually being there, officially canon sort of thing. Still,
yeah, but even though it's a skin, supposedly they changed a lot of the dialogue when you're playing as him. And he has some unique stuff. I haven't looked into it too much because I haven't looked into the Fist of the North Star game that much, but yeah,
doesn't sound good to be fair. So,
I want to see that, and I want to see Kazuya Kiryu team up with Tom Brady. And there needs to be a moment where they look at each other and they both stare at each other and, he puts up his right hand, Tom Brady puts up his left hand, and they stroke their chin in the exact same way. They think they're looking into a mirror.
God, it's like you understand me. Seriously.
And that's the scariest thing I've ever said.
Oh my God! As much as I despise the existence of Tom Brady, I cannot get over the fact how much the Kazuma Kiryu and Tom Brady look alike. I cannot.
Not even close.
I think you're looking out the wrong end.
Me? I think you're looking out the wrong end.
Oh.
Sometimes the wrong end is the right end.
Wonderful life advice that's ever on this podcast.
Philosophize like the best of them. And the worst.
Oh boy. I suppose that leaves me.
No, one second. Can I talk about the other thing I've been playing? I've been playing some Tera's beta.
Oh, yes.
And by playing, I mean lag and crash it.
And watching screens. Okay.
I won't rant too much because everyone knows how much I'm pissed off about the beta rewards. And by rewards, I mean scams. Right, the website offers that if you reach certain goals during the open beta this weekend or play during certain times, you'll get offered rewards as a thank you for participating in the beta, which they don't need to offer. I'll give them that. They don't need to offer anything. They don't really have to do anything like that. But at the same time, if you're going to offer it, don't just take it away from you straight away. They're like... on the forums, I found a post of a developer saying that the rewards are temporary and you only unlock them in the actual beta, you don't unlock them in the full game. Well, the main website that advertised the rewards doesn't say anything like that. And then the day after the beta launches, during the actual test period that you're supposed to be on to get your rewards, they post on Twitter that you don't get to keep your rewards. So it took them until the actual reward section started to pretty much publicly announce it. Because I don't count a forum post on a random thread that someone made an official post.
No, it's not, let's be honest. It's,
so yeah.
anything but, to say the least. Not a good start, basically, for them.
No.
That's,
but one of the main glitches that is happening is the main city causes people's PS4s to freeze, and so they've given everyone in the beta a teleport item, and tonight I just realised the teleport item lets you teleport anywhere, so I warped myself to end game.
Wow, I think the phrase half-assed comes to mind.
I couldn't kill anything because, it's the MMO. Everything would one-shot me. But I ran around the whole of the endgame map. And
Ben strikes again.
Hey, they're the ones that gave us an item to warp. It's not my fault they didn't block off anywhere that you're not supposed to go to.
Go on.
And I used my stealth skills from when I snuck around in Fantasy 14 to get past all the enemies. I learned those skills. What's up,
Ben? How does the Tera version of PS4 compare with the PC version?
It's missing a lot of features that the PC version has. It's missing loads of classes.
Like working.
What's that?
Like working.
Yeah, it's like that as well. It's like I was doing a dungeon last night. I crashed loading into the dungeon. I fought the first boss. I crashed. I got to a doorway after killing that first boss, and I got a blue screen. Then I loaded the game up, and then it crashed on the main screen. And then I got JavaScript errors trying to log into the game. Because I even posted on Twitter, you can actually see that when it errors really badly, it actually shows all the coding that's crashed.
Oh my
god. And then
it's interesting they brought over the blue screen.
Well, the PlayStation blue screen.
It crashed so bad he got the Microsoft blue screen. Like circa Windows 95 blue screen.
It just gets a dong.
And it crashed so badly that the error port crashed.
Well, they got to figure it out. That way you can't report it.
Yeah.
Everything's fine. Nothing to see here.
But yeah, it's
right.
a buggy mess. But the thing is, though, I was in the technical alpha in January, which, by the way, people don't realise was also the alpha itself wasn't a buggy mess, but how we got into the alpha was a buggy mess. See, the alpha was supposed to be December, but they kind of forgot to get European codes. So they had to delay the European beta alpha on PS4 because they didn't get any codes.
Wow.
So it took them a month to get the codes for Europe.
I have a prediction here. I don't think it's going to do very well on PS4,
No, I don't think it's going to do, especially after they've rewarded everyone something that they're not going to get. I mean, people are going to download it, get the rewards, and they'll be like, oh my god, look at all these cool rewards I've got, and then they'll find out when they download the full game that they've got none of them.
Or
except for 3 slightly shite masks.
Well, what else could you want in life?
Which, even on the PC, are considered, they're not exclusive, by the way. You can get them easily on PC, I heard, just from doing certain things in the game. And they're like the worst masks you can get in the whole game. And they're the rewards for doing stuff in the community. Ironically, one of the community items you're supposed to collect is salt.
Wow.
You gotta destroy these blue boxes and it drops salt, and then the community has to collect 1 million salt.
Wait, destroy these loot boxes? Is that what you said?
Yeah, you gotta destroy these blue loot boxes, and when you destroy them, it either has random items or salt.
They suck.
So you don't get more random than salt.
Well, no, it's just like it could be XP boosts or money
Salt.
boosts or salt.
It's great because it's almost trolling people.
Yeah.
I say, yeah, this is how you'll feel when you get this shit. Salty as fuck.
So yeah, Terra, it could have been better. Go play Fantasy 14 instead.
You easily could have gone terrible there, but you didn't. I respect you for that. That's,
I don't. You totally should have done it. Go do it now.
But that'd be Tera-bad.
There you go.
Why not?
Terrible.
Terra-bubble.
I wish it was terrific. Anyway,
It was fun on the PC when I played it.
I'll admit all the flaws it has. Once they fix the bugs and the freezing and all that glitches.
Once they fixed it not working. Basically.
Yeah, once it works, then it'll be fun. Because I am enjoying what I've played. I'm level 30. I'm 7 levels off the cap, somehow. And once they fixed it, and I can make my Elvis dog again, it'd be amazing.
Just what you were saying there about like this whole inaction about the problems with it at first. It reminds me of that story of Diablo 3's launch, where it's like all these shit problems were happening, because they made it online only, like that. And while all that's going on, the dev team had not a fucking clue what was going on because they were all partying, celebrating the launch with people, while everyone's being angry as fuck at them back home. For like this doesn't work for like 2 straight days. Oh dear. Just when you thought it was all going well.
I would probably be that dev team. I'll be like, I just worked 6 years on this game. Go for
10 years. 10 years they worked on that
10
game.
years. Yeah, even worse. You can deal with the problems for now.
Anyway, yeah, talking of terrible games, I played a terrible game. Terrible seems fair, to be fair.
To be fair, though, if you consider that terrible, then I'm going to make this average. Because I feel bad for comparing the two.
How about I quote you the opening line from my review for Little Adventure on the Prairie, to properly get across how far beyond terrible it is.
This is to go even further beyond shite.
Yes. Little Adventure on the Prairie is down there as one of the worst sacks of bubbling baby filth I've ever had the displeasure of playing. And I put playing in quotes, I might add on that one. So.
And he knows that from real life as well. He's had experience in it.
Yes, I have. Bubbling baby filth is...
wrist deep.
Yeah. Yeah. It's... I don't know, maybe I used up all the words I wanted to say in the review, but it is just cynical as all fuck. I don't think any of us could go out there and be said, look, you've got half an hour to knock up a game and put it on the store, see what you can do. I think not only could we have done better. I
would make a Tetris clone.
If you were... it's
no,
from
actually,
the littlest...
I would make a Pong clone, but then I would advertise it as supporting full 8K resolution. Because it'll be black and white Pong at 120.
I mean, that would only be slightly less cynical. So, yeah. fair enough there. Yeah, so Little Adventure on the Prairie, despite the name, has no prairies, really, or any adventure. It is little, to be fair. 30 minutes, you could probably finish it in 15 to 30. It's just, there's nothing redeeming, I suppose. The protagonist is an anime reject, is probably the best way of putting it, who, despite collecting armor points to upgrade his armor, wears no armor. He wears a school uniform, effectively, which, fair enough. I can suspend disbelief and all that, but he doesn't look ready for war. In fact, he's very much got a smile on his face, like he's just taking a walk down the street most of the time. The levels are, honestly, it sounds like you're exaggerating when you say it in the review that it looks like child's drawings stapled together one after the other to make a level. It literally does look like that. There are bits that, like, you can see the joins, where they've just gone, okay, we'll move this one slightly higher so they have to jump, and that's it. It's insulting.
How did this make it to the PlayStation Store that you could actually buy it? Is what I want to know.
Probably by being so cheap.
It's called Black Tiger. Black Tiger.
The thing is, those games, Life Black Tiger, stuff like Planet 2000, those games disappeared within like a week. So I think there's like some sort of thing where you can have a limited license and you're gone. But this has been on since the 21st of February or something. So
I know, because I told you about it, remember?
Yeah, well, there's so much shit to swim in. Sometimes you don't really want to take a drink. And this is a big old gulp of shit. So, yeah. The animation is just non-existent. I mean, if you've seen the screenshots and reviews, that's it. That's pretty much it. You just sort of.
It looks like something from Newgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
Newgrounds would reject it, if we're honest. So, the combat is so particular, it's laughable. Like, if you're slightly too close, even though you're not actually being hit, you're getting hit. But if you're too far away, you might nick an enemy. So you have to stand sword tip to sword tip.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is the common way to fight, and basically just hit the air in front of you and hope that it hits them. And then when you do vanquish your enemy, they don't fall over, they don't disappear into a puff of smoke, they just stop existing, and that's it. It's wonderful. Basically, every encounter is a dull, repetitive thud of the attack button.
See, that sounds amazing, though, that idea where you hit them so hard they just don't exist anymore.
It's just like, you know what? I don't want to be in this game either, so I'm just going to fucking wink myself out of existence. 12 levels they get out of this over 3, and again, I will use air quotes here, worlds, which are just like, you can probably guess, deserty world, foresty world, and lavary world.
Thank God there's no plumbery world, because I hate...
No snow world. I mean, Gary will instantly be disappointed there's no snow world. So
that would involve adding
0 out of 10, man. 0 out of 10.
They didn't even attempt a snow world.
Actual physics.
Yeah. I mean, the jump, like I said about making the platforms, and like they have where it is pretty much they've just sort of moved the image slightly up. And if you get too close to it, you can't jump properly, and you can't jump over enemies. If you jump towards an enemy and go try to jump over, even if you're well above their head, it will stop you, dead, and you'll fall down straight on top of them, and obviously that will damage you. So it's like, okay, it's just, you have to see it in motion really to really appreciate how fucking.
I have to ask then, Neil, what is the What made this deserving of a 0.5? Could you just not give it a 0, or is there something that redeems that 0.5 of a percent?
Buttons work.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite simple. It works. It's like you can access a game of sorts beyond the title screen, so therefore it is worthy of something. So that's the something.
I'm sure it also has some audios.
Yeah, I mean, I played. We were talking last week about Past Cure and how it's laughably trash, but that's laughably trash because they thought they were making a good game, and they overreached really, 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 really far. Here it's like they put no effort in, nothing. They're just like, here's some stock assets, let's stick them together, done. That's it.
The fuck did they make it a Game Maker? Jesus.
Probably. I mean,
I've seen better stuff made in Game Maker.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I made something better in Game Maker many years ago, and that was with no knowledge. I mean, it sounds horrible to say that about a game that you can get on the PlayStation Store, but at the same time, we know that there is shit that gets onto the store, and this is very shit. Now, I think our own boss said this earlier in the week, like when he said, well, hang on, it's only £1.29, so did you not expect that this would be the case? You know, do you not feel like you're being a bit harsh? I said, no, because even at £1.29, you're thinking, kind of want to have my money back, sort of thing. Because, you know, the rare game where I thought, this game looks terrible, I must review it, so I paid for it out of my own pocket. And I said at the end of the review, it's costs about the same as the average microtransaction, and yet it's somehow more crude, cynical, and offensive than any of them. The worst examples of that. And yeah, and like I said at the end of the review, it has nothing to do with Little House on the Prairie, which is just
that is the worst part of all of it.
Greatest sin of all.
And do you know what was sweeter than that? That the first comment I got under the review of it was a quote from the Waltons. Good night, John Boy. Instead, I someone saw the title and were going, I know a joke for that, and they put that, and then it's like, no, wrong one. I'm sorry. Beautiful. I just saw the second comment. 0.5. I gave it 9 out of 10. It gave me the platinum. It gave me the platinum, but it gave me a sense of shame for doing so. I have never felt.
Tim is going to go buy it right now.
A feeling of pride and accomplishment.
That's why my mate bought it, for the platinum. It's why he bought My Name Is Mayo where it is. I bought the Mayo game as well, but I don't have the platinum.
I used to be on like forum sites and stuff like where they had trophies as the basis of it, and no, it's just games like that.
I still remember when my mate bought Hannah Montana for the platinum, and then every time he went into game, they would then call him his first name and then Montana.
Yeah, because that was like the benchmark for how low will you go to get a platinum trophy.
And he didn't even get the platinum for it anyway because he got stuck on it.
I mean, there was a point when I played this where I didn't quite understand what the hell the combat was doing because none of it made sense until I finally figured out that, okay, if you just stand there and the enemies advance to a certain point and then they stop. So it's like you can just stand there. They won't hit you. It's like, unless you move.
Video, I can't remember who made it, so I can't give credit. One of the I think it was PS4 trophies actually. One of the strats was to jump, and their hitbox was sort of like above them, so you could hit them without them being able to hit you. Yeah,
that's it. Because if you swing far enough away, your sword goes up and down, so it comes down on their head, and that's seems to be where the hitbox is, which is fucking ridiculous. Well, some of them, like it's on the end of their sword. It's like
oh no, you've hurt my sword now.
It's just terrible. Just terrible. Not in a buggy, broken mess kind of way. It's just like, yes, it functions. It works. You can get from the end to the beginning to the end of the game pretty simply, but there's just nothing to it. It's just no invention, no ambition, no passion has gone into it at all.
The passion is that they wanted some free trophies.
I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised if some of those people that make those games literally think, if we publish this, not only can we make money by selling it to trophy hunters, we can also get ourselves a free platinum. Let's do it, boys.
That's a brilliant idea. I like that.
Yeah, Steam effect, isn't it? It's like, here, it's cheap, it's nasty, but it'll do something for you. It's
I'm going to say, I read your book.
I would say, sure, you get a platinum trophy for it, but is it worth your soul to get that?
For some platinum trophy hunters, They have no soul.
Tim.
Man.
Funny you mention that because I started with that one.
What?
A platinum trophy or a soul?
All of the above.
Wow. I don't know if anyone else has got access to the PSU email at the minute. Has anyone seen that latest email?
What?
Don't even get me. That's the stupidest pile of shit email I've ever read.
I love it when we
I
get.
want to go see this email.
We often get emails thinking we're Sony, and
I don't have access to that email.
I could tell you because it's not any problem, but I won't say all of the words clearly, but it's basically, I fucking hate you guys now. I'm just going to have to get an Xbox because you bitch ass expletive can't help me out. We've never had any email correspondence with this person before either. It would just seem funnier. How stupid do you have to be? Oh dear. Just once a month you get one like that.
Can you tell them email back, say, have you tried turn it off and on again?
Tempting. It's like on the Facebook one where you get messages there, and it's just that every now and again you get someone goes, "Can you give me free PS4?" Like, no, simple as that. It's even if we were saying,
I can give you a free PS4, but first you've got to make a deposit of £400.
non-refundable
Gift cards.
Anyway, on to more positive things. I play a lot of Rocket League and Fortnite this week, which is very multiplayer focused stuff for me, which is a plus because
Fortnite, another game that has server issues.
It hasn't recently though, so that's fair. It's been fairly steady, stable. Yeah, it's been good fun. It's really improved that map for the Battle Royale mode. It's just like you can see what you're getting into as you land now, whereas before it was like kind of blurry. I'll land somewhere over there, sort of thing. Yeah. Oh,
yeah. On that note, I actually tried it this week. It took like probably a month and a half of a couple of my friends constantly berating me and sending me invites and being downright trolls about it, but I finally downloaded it and I tried it, and I can see why it's entertaining, but I can also see, and I think what's really interesting about that game mode is how accessible it is. It's very simple, but the learning curve happens at a point in the game when you're already gone. Like, especially when you're starting, like you're gonna die early or earlier than the point where you really have to know how to play the game, because from my general overview of the game is that if you really want to succeed at it, if you want to win on a generally regular basis, you have to be able to build. And as simple as that, and as ridiculous as that statement sounds, it's a lot more complicated. Even though everything's really simple, it's all in how it's executed. So I think my problem with that game is where the learning curve lies. I would honestly rather have the learning curve at the beginning as opposed to constantly getting to a point where practice is where it's needed, but it never lets you practice.
Well, technically, you could practice in the Save the World mode, which is the paid game that's co-op based. Because that is
my amazing strategy. It's called find somewhere and hide, and then cry a little bit.
I'll tell you this: that the amount of games I've got into the top 5 in just by hiding and not killing anyone is amazing. It's just like
that's a game, really.
I just love that.
What I do is I find a house, go into the basement of the house, build a wall, a fake wall, and then hide behind it, and then cry.
Again, Ben, I can't tell if you're talking about a game or real life.
I mean, my favorite strategy as well is like get on the parachute out straight away, the glider, sorry, and after getting out of the plane, the bus, whatever, and just floating for ages until the It tells you where the circle's going to be. And then hopefully, if that's the case, and everyone else has fucked off to all the busy places, you can just go and stroll over there, get what you need, set up camp somewhere safe, and ride it out. It's
Again,
lovely.
this all sounds like real life.
It's free.
Fortnite will prepare you for real life. Build a wall and hide.
Try not to cry. Cry a lot.
Yeah.
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 But don't cry too much so that the killer will know you're there from your weeping.
They were like peeking out a window, and just suddenly this guy's just sort of sideways walking past, looking in at you. It's like, oh fuck! Like that.
Every horror movie ever.
Yeah, except it's more of a like, oh for fuck's sake sort of thing. But, it was like when you talk about the building thing, like earlier this week, there was a guy like building into the sky early on because that's a new thing. People like to do a lot more on there. And I saw him. I think I could knock him off. He doesn't know I'm there. And so yeah, I shot out the bits beneath his feet. He plummeted to his doom all the way down. Sweet moment. I love fucking with the people that just use building only as a strategy. It's just amazing. It's amazing how many of them don't like use them as like decoys and diversions. Like, you know, just to make something here to make it look like someone's here. Like,
as I said, I build the wall so it makes it look like there's just nothing there. But
yeah, it's good. Yes. Anyway, good fun again.
Did you make Mexico pay for it?
Not everybody, idiot, Chris.
I got that reference.
Uh,
Wait, what we're talking about? I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to bring this up. What we're talking about here. You know, they had that thing about anti-violence, anti-guns in video games, and how we should all shoot robots, and guns should sort of go to the left or right or up above. I don't know if he wants to even fire bullets or do Konami codes with guns, but either way, they did a montage of all these different cool little violent shooting bits, including games that are really old, like Modern Warfare by the looks of things.
Yeah, they had no Russian in there.
Yeah.
That's one of these.
But if you notice, if you watch the video, there's all different gamer tags where they've literally just ripped video footage from YouTube and then stuck it as their own montage.
Yeah, I saw that. Has YouTube pulled that video yet?
I'm hoping that I just want to see the idea of the White House getting a copyright strike.
I would love it. Love to see that.
But surely YouTube can show favoritism to people who are horrible and reprehensible. That just doesn't make any sense.
I can't. This debate is still going. It blows my mind. This came up 20 years ago. 20 fucking years ago. I can't believe this is still going on. They were bringing this up around Columbine when they were blaming Doom and Marilyn Manson. And I just... My mind has been blown. I just cannot believe this is still an issue that we're talking about. But
it's okay until we find an actual new entertainment service sort of thing. It'll always be the one, because whatever's the new fad is what's to blame. Remember, books used to be the blame, then movies, TV.
The problem is, well, it's also now seen a rise in all that shit you get on TV of just like, oh, my child is addicted to this game, etc. Like the one in England this week where a woman took her child on TV to complain about him playing Fortnite too often. Yeah, and like she can't stop him. One, he's a 10-year-old child playing a game that's for 12-year-olds. So there's one way, you know. Two, you're his parent. I mean, surely you have some control there. Do you think maybe you could stop him somehow? No, apparently not. So
and
yeah.
Also, PS4...
so what was the name of the show that your mom took you on, Neil?
Also, she can't complain now either, because the PS4 firmware update, you can now set time limits of how often the person can use the PS4 for.
Ben, this woman didn't understand how to stop her child doing something that she didn't want him to do. I think she might have the intelligence or nuance to understand how a PS4 works. And just
I'm just trying to be nice to her, whoever she is.
She went on national television and said that she was too stupid to understand how to discipline her child. Basically, no, that was it. That was her argument.
Whatever, I'll do what I want.
Whatever.
Do what I want.
I play 4 Fortnites a night. Whatever, I do what I want.
I love that was the game though. Of all games, it's like this cartoony looking game.
It's like the least violent of them all.
Dear.
Whatever, guys, I do what I want.
Anyway, yeah, I played all that, and on the PS Now train, I played a bit of Poker Night at the Inventory too, which is still one of Telltale's best games because you get to play poker with Claptrap and Ash from Evil Dead. So
I've always wanted to play. Oh, by the way, I also learned that I'm really rubbish at shogi and mahjong and gambling in general.
Everybody's terrible at mahjong, dude.
Yeah, I don't think I've met anyone who remotely understands it. But then that might just be, not really our thing. So yeah, we'll see. Maybe one day we'll all understand mahjong.
And then world peace will happen.
Of course, yes. Or, it's because China have taken over the world and we have to learn how to play mahjong. That'd be a cruel and unusual punishment.
That would be weirdest.
I mean, it'd be better than nuclear annihilation, but only slightly. Right, so Predictions League, we did that, didn't we? So,
come on, another point for me.
Well, interesting thing now, I'm going to have to look because it was weird. Scribblenauts Showdown was the game we picked, yeah, which I have. I should have mentioned that, actually, shouldn't I? But I got it through rental rather than getting a review copy because apparently Warner Brothers aren't sending out review copies. Not surprising, it's a bit of a piss-weak Scribblenauts game, so that's understandable. But yeah, no reviews. I think it came out in America on Tuesday. Yeah, nothing I could see. Oh, there's now 2 on the Switch, but it's what about PS4? Oh, okay, PS4 has 4 whole reviews, so we do have a score. Aren't we lucky? No big sites have covered it though, so that would tell you that it's pretty much people buying a copy or renting a copy. So last week I said 80. I was very wrong. Ben said 78. Gary said 75, and Tim said, of course, his obligatory standard 69. And you know what? For once, Tim, your smut won you a point. So because it is on 67. 67. Right. So you were closest by that result. So well done, Tim. You got on a point. I am terrible at this game this year. It's not going well for me. Tim, that puts you into second place as well now.
Oh my god!
It is like
Tim, really?
It's okay, Gary. I'm still first.
Okay. Should be me, whatever.
Coming for you, Ben.
Whoa.
Coming? Oh, sorry. What?
Whoa.
No.
Everybody comes for Ben.
I was going to say we could do Burnout Paradise Remastered, but that's already got 4 reviews, strangely. Don't know how, as it's the PS4 version, and you can't play the early access version on PS4. But there you go.
Doing it, then what'd they give it?
It's currently on 82. So
that's about right.
What? Game is way higher than that.
Well, yeah, this is all the same sort of sites that reviewed Scribblenauts Showdown, so they've all either bought a dodgy early copy. Looking at some of them, I would say that's more than likely, or or they played it on Xbox and said, you know what, we'll just say that it's the PS4 version. So instead, I'm going to go with a personal pet favorite and pet hate of mine, which is Devil May Cry HD Collection, because of course Devil May Cry is one of the finest games ever. Whereas
right. And then the remake was bad.
Oh my god! I'm not anymore.
So, Chris, obviously the point of this game is to basically guess what you think the overall score will be on Metacritic next week for the PS4 version of Devil May Cry HD Collection. But we won't make you go first. That would be cruel. So, Garry, you can go first.
Woohoo! Nobody else took his number now, but somehow it'll happen anyway.
72.
72. God damn it. No. No. Tim. You're gonna, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm not even gonna say it.
Tim has telepathically chosen 69. I will pick 71.
Oh my god, man.
You're never happy, are you?
He's that guy to the right of you in Price is Right.
I love that guy. He's always so disappointed.
Chris, what about you?
88.
88.
Wow.
Woof.
Wow.
I'm aiming high. I am aiming high because I have expectations.
We have an alt DMCer in here.
Okay, just to clarify, Chris, you do realise Devil May Cry 2 is in this collection.
That's his favorite one.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
I love all of the Devil May Cries. I have not met a Devil May Cry I haven't liked.
I think you can't.
And I think that there are people out there who will agree with me that there has not been a bad Devil May Cry. There have just been some that are better than others.
Oh no, there's been 2 that are better than the rest, and that's it, I'd say.
There's one person I've met who said something similar, and that was Crystal's little brother, one of Crystal's brothers, and he's just a train wreck of a person.
Well,
So
it just reminds me earlier this week after I played that Little Prairie Adventure on the Prairie game. My son saw it. Oh, and then wanted to play it. I was like, "You don't want to play it. It's awful. It's terrible, and like that." And he insisted, so I let him play it. He played it for a bit, and he goes, "I like it. It's good." I go, "How can you like it?" And he got upset with me because I said I hated it. He couldn't understand why I hated it. So I said, "I'll have to sit you down and explain exactly why this is terrible."
no, don't indoctrinate him with your cynicism.
Look, he already likes Knack. It's a downward slope from there.
Hey, Knack is a good game.
What is the end of that sentence, Ben? Come on.
It's the merry-go-round of opinion here, isn't it? It's everyone's got a bad one.
It's called Hayes.
Ben,
Yeah.
what are you giving Devil May Cry collection?
I want to give it a really high score. Then I remember Devil May Cry 2 exists. But it's no Devil May Cry remake, so 82.
82. Oof. Do you? Okay, so yeah, there's that. There is that. Well done. Right, so wrestling predictions. We have to do that now, don't we? That's the next thing.
Oh yeah, so we should look at those.
Yeah, you should look at those.
Chris, if you don't mind, I'd like to clarify something about the whole train wreck thing. I didn't mean to convert it.
No, you don't have to apologize. It's done. It's out there. I know.
I just want you to understand how much it hurts me that how similar we are is, that's in my head, and then just the sudden realization you like DMC 2, that hurts.
I have enjoyed every Devil May Cry. I am not ashamed to say it.
Can I say that for Devil May Cry 2, I did not dislike it or like it. I found it game.
That's a 5 out of 10. I've ever heard one.
It is a video game. That much I can assure you.
That I would definitely qualify it as being a video game.
So it's, but whatever.
It exists.
Okay. Garry, would you like to take on mini hosting duties for this segment?
Sure, yeah, why not?
Yeah, because that's the normal way of it, and Chris and Tim can also chime in with their predictions.
So where do our points go? Does it matter if we're
no,
guessing?
you guys. I mean, you guys. In all fairness, don't matter in this. It is pretty much between me and Ben.
Losers.
But you can have the smug satisfaction of being right or wrong. I mean, not you have to be smug of being wrong, but that's the way we get people like the President of the United States. So it's
We've got Obama next week. We did promise him his Chaos Emerald, so
it's chaos.
So,
Gary, got this.
I just put this out there. One thing I'd like to throw this out there.
Yeah.
That just dated, nasty phrase, "Those were the days."
Yeah.
I finally understand that feeling about 2008 to 2016. I finally understand what they're saying about the good.
It's weird to say it in that sense, because if I take 2008 as a personal life thing, 2008 was like one of the most awful years of my life. But in the scheme of things in the world, it wasn't so bad. So
it could have been worse.
On the up and up at that point.
Yeah, we had GTA 4 and Metal Gear Solid 4 in the same year. I was happy in that sense. Just personal life was terrible. Half wins are the way you get forward in life. That's always the way. Right. Anyway, Gary, onto this.
Alrighty.
Actually, just realised, of course,
sure.
we have enough people to do tag teams. So yeah, their points could count here. So who wants to team up with who? That's the question.
I call Neil.
Oh, there you go. Tim with me. Ben, you get Chris. Basically,
Yes.
you can. So
Hey!
just to clarify, you can pick a different person to Ben if you wish, and it just means that the points be halved. That in that case, that's all happened. So you get half a point on Ben's behalf if you were right.
All right.
Okay, so you don't have to side with Ben, and probably not a good idea because Ben, as we know with this, doesn't know anything about wrestling. So yeah, let's get on.
Let's do this.
All right.
Alrighty, let's do this. Fastlane is the next pay-per-view, the most useless pay-per-view, I think.
More like Lane.
It's a cosmetic pay-per-view. Let's begin then. In no particular order, so we don't know what order these matches go in. Let's start. Rusev versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Is this going to be Rusev Day or not? Neil and Tim on a team.
I will go with Nakamura on this one because he needs it going to the PPV.
Well, he has done nothing since January.
Yeah. So. I mean, to be fair, he did a big thing then. So, yeah. What about you two?
Or Tim. Tim.
Yeah,
Yes, Tim.
Tim doesn't sound like Clive Anderson. Come on.
Yeah, there's no way I could pull off a Clive Anderson. Maybe a Ben Stein if I were in the right mood, but yeah, no.
Greg Proops?
No, and I don't really think that Greg Proops would vote for Rusev either, so I'm just going to go with Nakamura.
That's racist.
Wow.
If it said
Racist by proxy.
if it said Garri Bag of Sorrows, I would vote for that. But
This is going to be a long podcast.
Yeah, we're already an hour and a half long.
Oh, so it was like nearly 2 hours long last week, and it didn't even feel like it. So, sorry. Yeah. Other team.
Neil,
Yeah.
don't put Tim on your team anymore. Ben, Chris, who do you have?
Do you want to go first, Chris, or me?
You can go first. I prefer sloppy seconds.
Okay, I want to go with Rusev because it's making me think of wrestlers and I want a burger now.
he's going to win on that one.
This is like Homer Simpson, Eric Cartman logic. I love it.
Yeah, that's pretty much the premise.
I've got to go with Nakamura.
Yeah, we still get half a point, Ben.
Yeah, either.
Yes.
Kind.
Spread it. Okay, yeah.
Alrighty, moving on then. Becky Lynch and Naomi versus Natalya and Carmella. Let's
Why?
go with Yeah, why? There's a lot of whys in
Can
it.
that be my prediction? Why?
Let's go with Ben and Chris for this one.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Becky Lynch and Naomi because Naomi snuck out of Metal Gear Solid and Becky is the sister of Kane and Lynch.
Okay, that's very sound.
All right.
Makes sense.
It's a cold day when Ben makes sense. In the
Sorry, so I hate to say this. What did he pick?
Becky and Naomi.
Oh, okay. It's like I got lost somewhere in there.
Just fell off the train as it was going.
Yeah. Just like voluntarily, I think it's all.
Wow.
All right, following Ben's foolproof logic here, I'm going to go with Natalia and Carmella because it sounds very close to Nutella and caramel, and I'm hungry now.
Yes! This is why we make a good team.
Alrighty then. Neil?
Becky Lynch and Naomi, because why else have this match?
Yeah, true. Moving on. I'm just kidding, Tim. Tim?
I was going to vote for Natalia and Carmella to avoid previous accusations, Gary, but not anymore. I'm going to Becky Lynch and Naomi. Because man once said, why not?
Oh boy. Alrighty, moving on. For the United States Championship, Bobby Roode is the champion defending against Randy Orton. Neil, Tim, who you got?
Go on, Tim.
Man, I'd never vote for a rude person, but since they both are, I'm not sure what to do. I think I think tiebreaker is going to come down to Supernatural and say that Bobby Singer is the dad that I want in my life. So Bobby Roode is going to win.
Bobby Roode to win.
Man.
Yeah, we're not using the same logic, but yeah.
Come on.
Bobby Roode to win.
Bobby Singer is the man. You got to watch Supernatural, man. Like, there are a lot of reasons to watch that show, but Bobby Singer is just the best dad.
Uncle Bobby.
Anyway, so yeah, I agree with Tim, but for different reasons.
Don't take Bobby Roode. Alrighty, both of you guys pick Bobby Roode. Alrighty, Ben, Chris.
RKO out of nowhere, baby. Randy Orton for the win. Woo!
Oh no, insight. No.
There are more of them that know what they're doing. Yeah.
Oh, this is awful.
And Ben.
Well, I'm going to have to go with my gut instinct, and I've been working on this for a few seconds now, because
All of a few seconds.
I've realised that Randy Orton is secretly Orson Welles, and he is going to Citizen Kane the third man out of them. So I'm going to go with Orson Welles.
That's Randy Orton, Neil.
And now I want to see Orson Welles in a wrestling match. God damn it.
You're going to F a fake the trial.
I really don't know what to say about that. That's...
I actually think, personally, in this match, Randy Orton can win this, because that is the best way to set up their triple threat match at Mania with Roode, Orton, and Mahal.
They can set it up however they like. It'd be a piss break match, let's be honest.
Yeah, true. They need these guys to do something.
Yeah.
Moving on then, for the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships, the Usos defending the titles against the New Day.
New Day?
New Day? Ben? And Tim.
Huh?
What do you guys got?
Swapping things up here.
It's like Hideo Kojima's in the room.
What a twist! I'm going to go with the Unos, because they're going to claim Uno right away and win.
Sure.
Tim?
Tim?
Oh wait, we really did swap.
I'm really thinking about this one because I'm not sure. Like, when I watch old things like MASH and things, all the USO shows are awful.
There you go, USO. Perfect.
I just never get they're just never entertaining, no matter what I'm watching. So, and I'm not really an optimistic guy ever, but I'm just going to go with the New Day.
The New Day. Yeah.
Alrighty. Neil, Chris.
I think we're going to see the titles held in the Usos Penitentiary one more time. So yeah, the Usos.
Alrighty.
I'm going to go with the New Day because it's better than the old days.
Well, I hate to tell you.
How many times has that joke been used amongst you? Come on. I know
Never.
It's been said at least
Never.
times.
It has never been.
No, we haven't actually
Really?
used that yet.
Really? I'm the first? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
Oh, we have a lot more, but apparently it wasn't enough.
We brought you on to bring the bar a little lower.
Hey, if anytime you want, you don't have to hide it, man. You want me to do that, I'll go all out, and you'll have a podcast just like the half hour today before.
Now we know what to do if we have a Patreon. We can just offer that as the extra.
What's free racisms?
End up getting frustrated or something.
I'll take 8.
Moving on.
Yeah, probably wise.
For the SmackDown Live Women's Championship, Charlotte Flair defending the title against Ruby Riott. Ben and Neil, who do you have?
Wait, that can't even be a thing because we're fighting each other.
Well, you're not on a team. I'm just confusing Neil so he messes up the points.
Okay.
I'm going to mess up Charlotte Flair versus Ruby Riott. No, Charlotte is winning this one.
Charlotte Flair.
Charlotte.
Benjamin.
Well, I know I've used this joke many times before, I think, but I'm going to have to go with Ruby Riott. Because we all know that Ruby is slang for curry.
You know what? Props to you. That's the first time you use it, but also I'm ashamed to say that that's the first time you used it.
Ruby, 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 Ruby.
Alrighty. Tim, Chris.
That's killing me.
So terrible.
Okay. In a literary sense, Charlotte doesn't have the flair to survive until the end. But I think there's going to be a literal twist in that Charlotte Flair is going to win.
All right, Chris.
I think Ruby's and Riot's are much more beautiful than Applebee's Flair, so I'm going to go with Ruby Riott.
Have all those pieces of flair.
So yeah, too many pieces of flair.
Flair does cost a lot of mana normally.
Let's start a riot.
A McFlurry. Yes. Go on.
I personally have no idea who's going to win this match because I don't know what the fuck Charlotte Flair is going to do for Mania. So, yeah. Probably Charlotte, though.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on. Final match of the night. This is a 6-pack challenge. That means...
It might as well be a one-man challenge.
Did you say
AJ
6 fighters,
Styles.
1 beer, 1 match?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
First one to chug wins.
AJ Styles defending the WWE Championship against John Cena, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Baron Corbin, and Dolph Ziggler. Neil, Tim, what y'all got?
Go on, Tim.
I'm actually going to not answer this one with words. I'm going to do a jingle. Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
It's going to be AJ Styles. Why are they even bothering? It's stupid and ridiculous. And if they do make it anything but that, then they can go to fucking hell. In all fairness.
Hey, triple threats, man. Triple threats.
Well, it's pretty fair. You do not dangle the carrot of Nakamura versus AJ Styles at Mania and then say, nah, we're going to fuck you over and let John Cena title.
Da, da, da.
But he's leaving, man. He's got to set the record.
Yeah, but what if he wants to win the match and then leave and be like, aha, I am the title winner.
I am the title.
Oh my god. Ben, Chris, who you got?
Well, I'm going to have to go with Angry Joe.
What?
Angry Joe Styles.
Oh, yeah. I've made this joke before.
Yeah. I'm going to have to go with Angry Joe again.
Defending, all right, Chris.
While Neil and Gary's logic is very sound on this,
Gary,
I just gotta hold out.
Yeah.
I just gotta hold out hope that it's gonna be Cena. So, because I would love to see a shake up like that.
Because da 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 da.
Yeah, exactly. He's the golden meme.
hey, this is a perfect way to turn him heel. He's going to go to Mania. Everybody's going to boo the shit out of him to the point where he's just going to quit.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
The heel versus the two faces, AJ and Nakamura.
I hope.
Yeah, it's going to be AJ Styles. John Cena is going to face The Undertaker. I think that's pretty much a given at this point. So, yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Do you know what I heard quite depressingly today, by the way? Is that Shane McMahon's opponent is going to be Dolph Ziggler.
Why?
Because guess who probably hasn't been cleared to fight Shane McMahon? I'd imagine is Daniel Bryan.
But why Shane? He has nothing to do with Ziggler.
Because
his whole thing is Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
Thank God I'm not the one in charge of WrestleMania.
Oh my god, that's so pointless. What the hell is Baron Corbin supposed to do then?
Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
Like Braun Strowman? Oh,
I mean, you just have like a big wheel where most of the spots on it are Andre the Giant Battle Royal, and that's it. I think that's how the roster's going to play out.
They don't know what they're doing at this point.
Yeah.
Well, depending on what happens with Roman Reigns and that steroid case going on, they might throw Braun Strowman into that match.
If only.
Da, 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 da.
But anyways, that's that.
Yeah.
That's Fastlane. That is a pointless and terrible pay-per-view.
Okay, so can I predict what Fastlane is then? Do they fight on the back of trucks as they drive down a road?
That will be the greatest pay-per-view of all time. If that's what happens.
But alas, it is not.
No.
HOV Lane Mayhem, the pavement is going to be red. Fastlane.
Thank you for joining us on a new episode of Chili's Clueless Wrestling Podcast.
It's like a mix of wrestling and Burnout, where they get extra points if they get really close to other cars.
Oh, man. Should we do meta quote in this podcast?
I think we should do it next week, like a double dosed.
You reckon? Yeah, probably best. We have gone a long time this week. So we had our feature. So, Ben.
Yeah?
How can people find you in the wild?
You can find me at Chili UK or ben.shillabeer-hall at psu.com or going around Scarborough looking for Pokemon.
Yeah.
Ironically, I don't need my phone. It's just Scarborough.
There it is. Any shout outs as per usual?
A shout out to Klaus Nightbringer at Phoenix Down Radio. A shout out to Evolved Male, aka girlfriend's favourite streamer at twitch.tv/Evolved Male. His wife's having his kid soon. So congratulations. Soon.
That's his kid. That's the main thing.
Yeah. Shout out to everyone on. Shout out to Alfonso. Thank you for always listening. I shout to everyone on Twitter for their. Thank you.
Good stuff.
And
Chris?
Mothers. Happy Mother's Day.
Oh, and Mother's, yes. So that would be kind of... Oh, yeah.
Happy past
crap.
Mother's
Is
Day.
that coming up?
No, British Mother's Day.
Yeah.
British Mother's Day is different to American Mother's Day.
Oh, okay. Phew. Thought I was in trouble there for a minute.
I even had to do research because my friends wouldn't believe me that it was Mother's Day here in England today. I found out.
Yeah.
Anyway, Chris, what about you? Where can people find you lurking?
Right now, just if they'd like to read any of my news articles or reviews on PSU, you can just search me as an author, as I am a fairly new writer to the PlayStation universe. So just Visser, and that's pretty much it. God, shut up, Bag of Sorrows.
Wait! Did you just call him a bag of sorrows?
Yes.
Thanks for repeating it, Ben. Slowly.
It's a gift.
I wasn't sure what he said there, so...
I'm glad you took your time pronouncing it.
You know what's really criminal as well? It only just clicked with me that it was a play on his name.
That's why I was giggling so hard before.
I just thought it was a particularly fun insult.
It's from our college days, and I told Garri I wouldn't repeat it, but he forced my hand there.
I did nothing to you.
Fine, then to balance the force, I will say this. Then I'm guessing we're all very Visser about it.
Oh,
nice. Oh, that was really good.
There we go. I've insulted both of you evenly.
Garri.
I'm gonna fly over to England and kick you square in the nuts.
But at least you'll fly over to England, so I'll have someone to visit. So yay!
Friend.
That's oh.
Hey, sorry, Garri. Go on.
I don't want to talk to anybody. I guess you can reach me on Twitter at Gagwaush. That's GAGLAUSH.
Splendid.
And shout out to Fonzie because I miss him and he's way better than Chris and Tim.
You argue with him, bro.
I can't reach out.
But he just takes it. He doesn't dish it.
Oh my!
That's why you like it.
This goes back to your reputation from earlier now, Garri. So, yeah. Oh, Christ.
Which you can find out on Unchained After Dark.
Oh God.
Tim, say something.
Perhaps those words.
Well, to lighten the air, I'm just going to say this about last name. I'm going to throw this out there to put up a white flag because I've been laughing really way too hard at this, and I'm sorry for both of you. But during high school, I had a friend of mine, and I didn't realize at the time that this person wanted to be more than a friend. But she constantly referred to me as Nuner. And I had no idea what she meant until I graduated.
Well, they're going to go by old stories. I used to have a friend in college that was a Jehovah's Witness, but he was also a massive Fantasy 7 fan. I used to piss him the hell off by calling him a Jehovah's Witness.
Finally, something good came out of that. Oh, God.
Right. Okay, was that it?
You can reach me at Tim Borelli pretty much on everywhere. Boss Snake on PSN. And then shout out to Fonzie because I think about you when I'm alone and I miss you.
Fair enough. I suppose that leaves me. I'd like to say thanks for getting me to 250 followers on Twitter, and then fuck you for going under 250 followers on Twitter. So yeah, that's me this week.
That's what happens. Like, you get so close. It's like when I was. I hate to brag, but when I was so close to 1,000 for a while, I'd get to 1,000, and then a few minutes later, he's like, you've lost 10 followers. I'm like, oh.
It's like you look back and you think, well, why did I lose them? It's like, what did I say that could possibly be a problem? And it's just, I don't know. There we go.
Realise they're bots.
Unless, well, I don't know. A couple did seem to go straight after that little adventure on the prairie review. Possibly one of those comments.
Maybe one of them was a developer.
Yeah. Maybe. Oh, man. Man. I don't know. I don't really grab quality in terms of followers. I mean, I've got like the producer, the guy, the company that makes the fucking Sharknado films. Following
I have the
Twitter.
guy who made Past Cure follow me.
You had it.
All because I retweeted one of his tweets.
Oh man, yeah, that ain't happening after my review. That's for sure. Oh, dear. Anyway, yeah, so that was wonderful, and shout out to Clive Anderson, wherever you are.
But you're right here.
And that, yeah, Mister. So yeah, that concludes this week's show. I hope you've enjoyed it. Until next week, Tatty, bye.
And if I don't see you for the week, I'll see you through the window.